Good morning. It's September the 8th. And it's Friday, so I'm headed around the lake. This has been my usual practice, although I haven't been very religious about it recently. It's fairly cool. It was 7 when I got up. It's a couple degrees warmer than that now. I'm still only wearing short sleeves because I know I will warm up as I walk. Go around the lake, then I'll be downtown later, but I won't live stream that walk today since I've already done a downtown walk this week anyway. Hope if you tuned in yesterday or you looked, you enjoyed the walk out on the eastern edge of town. As somebody commented, strange to see so little greenery. That's the difference between these old neighborhoods where the trees have had time to grow up and the new neighborhoods, because this is the prairie and there are no trees naturally. So every tree you see is planted, and that includes going around the lake with all of its foliage. And of course the lake itself is not natural. It's the product of a dam on the mighty Wascana Creek. Lots of kids heading to school. School is now on again. Looks like we're about to get a car coming this way. There's always sunflowers right there. And work-wise, it's going to be editing today. I have writing to do, but the way this week has gone with the huge grant application I completed yesterday and other things, the writing has again fallen by the wayside, but I'll get back to it. I will lose Friday of next week because we're driving to Edmonton. Some of us are in the family, anyway, me one of them. So that's about the same length of drive from here as it is going to Calgary, just in a different direction. Probably we have to go up to Saskatchewan first and then down. Morning. There's our first 2 dogs of the walk. Still mostly green, but we'll see what the trees around the lake look like here this morning. See how much fallness we see. Autumninity. I'm sure we still can't use the underpass because of the sinkhole that opened up this year, just on the other side of the bridge. So we'll have to cross at the light up here. Still don't know what their long-term plan is for the sinkhole. They've had work going on alongside the bridge on both sides a couple of times. I don't know what they're doing. Sun is in my eyes, of course, so difficult to read anything if anybody says hello. Which, you know, I encourage you to do, but whether I can respond or not, I don't know. And whether I can read it or not, I don't know at the moment. So this, of course, is Albert Street Bridge. Right over there where the pillar is. Wascana Lake just beyond that. Can't see the water yet, but it's there. Great. That wrong. I have to wait forever to get across the road here. So there you can see they're doing something over on this side. I'm sure pertains to the sinkhole, which In fact, not over there where that scaffolding is, but also somebody's backyard on this side. So we got Albert Street Bridge down to 2 lanes, which is a huge bottleneck at certain times of the day. So the building over there. Probably should have taken my chances there. Flashing walk light over there. Normally I would go down there through that underpass, but it just leads to the sinkhole on the other side. Just Canadian flags flying on the bridge right now. Those change depending on what special things happen to be going on in the city. Of course, that's the legislative building in the distance. We'll be walking by it in a minute. Well, 5 minutes. If we ever get across Albert Street. There we go.
Light in the city.
Yeah. Here's the sinkhole. Hasn't really changed. It's still a hole. Lined it with concrete, and it still has water showing up in the bottom. So we'll go this way, I think, today. Around the lake. Which is there. Water's fairly still this morning. There's a bit of a ripple on it. So yeah, well, this equipment has been here all summer. Nothing has changed as far as I can tell. And then on the other side over there, there's where the sinkhole affected somebody's backyard. There's work going on. So much prettier in this direction. See too much color in the trees yet. It will change rapidly this month as time goes on. Here's the dam. Doesn't look like there's any water flowing over it. Water there is covered with goose feathers because they often collect in there. Bicycle belongs to. Odd to tie it up there when this is a bike path you can ride around the lake. Might cross at that end of the bridge when I come back just to be different. Oh no, it doesn't make sense the way I'm going. I won't do that. If I'd gone the other way, it might have made sense. But not going this way. We'll walk up through the ornamental gardens, formal gardens, whatever they call them. Of course, if I do this walk in the winter, it'll be in the dark. We're getting in towards the equinox, official first day of fall. That device is doing. It's not a mower. Vacuuming up the goose poop, maybe. Probably not. I don't actually know what that is. Whatever it is, he's doing it. Looks like he's just driving around and not doing anything, but there must be some purpose to that. Okay, over to the gardens. Always a pretty place to be, especially this time of year when the flowers are at their peak and the frost hasn't hit yet. You can see they're looking lovely. Scott, first Premier of the province, holding his blueprints for the legislative building here. And there's the classic shot of the legislative building. Lovely morning. I think I'll zigzag and go over to the other side just to stay in the gardens a moment longer. I don't think the legislature is in session. Still on their summer break. Being the libertarian I am, I think the longer you keep the government out of session, the better. Should only meet, I think it's in Montana, they only meet every 2 years. I think that's right. Which limits the amount of damage they can do, if you ask me. I think it was Ronald Reagan that said the most terrifying words in the language are, "I'm from the government, I'm here to help you." It's a nice shot of Queen Elizabeth's statue and the ledge together. The horizon went a little wonky. It always does when I pointed anything like that. Let's go through this little bit of the path. I don't normally, it's not exactly out of the way, but it's slightly different. Technically, I guess the crosswalk is here. I think they finally opened up the driveway. They had it barricaded for a long time. I go this way today just to avoid tagging behind those people. So I do want to go right up here and go down by the fountain, which I assume is running. And turn around, you get this nice morning lit up view of the ledge there. As the horizon again goes wonky. view. This is the east end of the ledge. We're down behind here. Tennis courts that I've walked by many times are over in there. And here's the Trafalgar Fountain, which at one time did stand in Trafalgar Square in London. This tree is trying to keep tall people from walking down the sidewalk. There we go, Trafalgar Fountain. We'll be by the lake the rest of the way. Cactus Art Center over there. Roberts Plaza, which is a condo building. That's a tall one over there. Not a lot of geese. This time of year I think they're mostly out in farmers' fields, feeding on this time of day. There's a touch of yellow here and there, but not a lot. That's Spruce Island over there. I can hear people on the tennis courts just the other side of those trees. I was at an outdoor event yesterday at the university, which is offering for auction some items from the Morris and Jackie Schumacher collection. Many of them were added to the President's Collection, art collection. These are being sold to provide funds to maintain the rest of the collection. At least that's what they say. We might bid on a few pieces, a couple of pieces anyway. We know them well, many of them, because Schumachers are good friends of my wife's family. And I knew them too, though more Jackie than Morris. But it was outdoors. It was very pleasant, except there was construction going on. There's this space between Dark Hall and the college building, which I've walked through many times, which is kind of an outdoor presentation space, and apparently this was the first time they'd utilized it. And worked pretty well, but it was blustery, which was noisy on the mic, and there was construction of some sort going on in the park right behind us, so not ideal from that point of view. If you're in Regina and you want to check that out, the artwork is on display this weekend. I don't know the exact hours, but it's in the college building. There's a multi-purpose room there that it's set up in. Actually, that was a duck, but never mind, should have been honk. Well, I'm glad I didn't wear a sweater. It's cool, but walking fast enough to warm up considerably. So it's just about right now in shirt sleeves. So there it is. Scooters, they don't appeal to me at all. These on my left. Could go up this way today. Go by the totem pole. Alma, looks like. Oh, this is muddier than I expected it to be, but anyway. Not from rain. It must have been. Part of the path has lots of gravel on it. There's a look at it. I believe, if I remember the facts, it was donated by Train Confederation. Is that the right word? Restored, I guess, is the word. I think by the son of the artist who created it in the first place. So that's just a washroom facility. So I was a bit out of the way, but made for a change of pace from my usual path on these walks. I wish the unstable internet warning would go away. Make less buffering and you'll have a better reception. Actually, it's a good thing to come this way because there's something really noisy happening over there. This is the Boy Scout, Girl Scout monument. Is that what this one is? Another muddy hog. Bit more gravel here, so this is better. Okay, there you go. I don't normally take that little path, so I do hope I'm not buffering too badly. I just can't tell, of course. I just know unstable internet warning. Think of it, I will. Oh, another good reason not to come this way. The path is actually blocked. If I check it and it's really quite bad, I will upload a non-buffering version of it later. And there it went away finally. I used to do that all the time, but it seemed like an unnecessarily complicated procedure, and it resulted in me having two copies of walks, one recorded and one live streamed and recorded. So I've gone to just moving the live stream version into my playlist, Walking in Regina playlist, which is where you can find all of my walks, past, present, and future. You should, of course, subscribe to this channel. I'm at 941 subscribers. I only need 59 more to reach the magic 1,000 where I can monetize the channel. I'm already putting ads on it. I don't get any money yet. Hello, here's one. I don't think I said hi to Mood, I think that is. Yes, it's a lovely morning. So I've got a ways to go here. I don't think I'll go on the island today. Let's keep going. Especially since I took that little excursion back there. Well, yes and no. None of this is natural. It's all man-made. The lake is man-made through a dam on the creek. Every tree you see was planted. That's why they're in straight lines if you look close. I'm sure some things have grown up naturally, especially along the water's edge. Some of these bushes have probably planted themselves, but technically this is all man-made. Still nature, but it was placed here by humans. But it is pretty. No question about that. There's downtown over there. This is the Surveyor's Monument here. I wrote their history book, Saskatchewan Land Surveyors Association. That's Pine Island. I don't think I'll walk over there today. I am meeting my brother and sister-in-law later because I've kept their car for a while. They were out of town, so I do need to get back. It's about 8 or 9 degrees right now. It was 7 when I got up, so it should have gone up a couple of degrees. Might be 10, I don't know. I didn't check just before I came out. We haven't had frost yet, but it's coming. Once we get frost, the trees will lose their leaves in a hurry. Somebody's going to want to hand me something, which I'm going to ignore. Once again, that's Pine Island, the edge of it there. So 7 or 8 is not cold by our standards. Might be by yours, depending on where you live in the world. I was talking to somebody from South America and I mentioned it was 4. She thought that was really cold. Then I had to tell her, yes, and it'll be minus 35 later on, so. And I'll be out here walking, potentially. I've done it before. The trouble is that the battery dies on the iPhone in cold weather. So I can't always make it all the way around the lake at those temperatures. Morning. As you can see, lots of dogs. Or rather, I can make it around the lake. The iPhone can't make it around the lake. And possibly the gimbal. I haven't used this one in cold weather, so I don't know how its batteries will hold up. Half can, I think. To go back 2 years ago for sure, I think is the coldest. I walked around the lake at minus 34 or something in the dark one morning, which was fine, although it did cross my mind that if I, tripped or fell or something or had a heart attack, I could freeze to death before anybody found me, since there was nobody out here. Here it's just after 9 a.m. There's a good view of the legislative building across the lake. Should see berries in these bushes. Yeah, you can see some in there. Another sign of fall. Lots there. They're not edible berries. Well, not by us. Birds eat them, but it'd be bitter for us. Probably not poisonous per se, but nobody would eat them. It's the Broad Street Bridge. If you go under there and keep going, you can walk to the university. There's the island I didn't walk on. You can see a little bit of the aeration waterfall at the end there. Morning. Bit more yellow there. Oh, there's often a flute player under there, and she's under, or he, I don't know which it is, under there now. I can hear it. I think they like the acoustic under there. You probably can't hear it on my mic, but I can. This parking lot up here is very popular for people walking around the lake. Tree up there. Another one ahead of us. This is also, if you had a kayak or something, you would launch it here. There's also a concrete boat launch ramp we'll walk by in a second. I could vary my walk and not go down that way today. Go up this way instead. Which would take me closer to... I mean, I walk down there all the time, which is fine, but I think I'll go this way today. Might be a bit shorter and a little different from what I usually do. We'll walk in front of the Wascana Center Authority building. There's not technically a sidewalk in this direction that I will manage. It's just a dirt path. Or I could do the same thing but go this way first. Why don't I do that? I'll go this way first, but not all the way down to the docks. Yes, this is Wascana Center. It's actually, see the dragon boats there. There's a dragon boat festival every year. I think it's the largest urban park in North America. It's bigger than Central Park in New York. Certainly one of the largest. This is only one portion of it. The whole, what's counted as part of the park, Wascana Center Authority Park, they oversee, is quite strung out, but this is the main part around the lake. So yes, it's a park. Kind of the crown jewel of the city here. This is Bar Willow, and you can see their outdoor deck. They have the best deck in the city because you have a view of the lake. Lake Taco here is for takeout. Eaten at Bar Willow quite a few times because of that lovely deck. Here's a bit of a view from up here of where I would have walked. Those people with the dog are down there. This is kind of the boat canoeing area. Lots of birds over there. But I'm going this way today. In fact, I think I will cross over up here and walk up that way, because I almost never do that. This whole complex here is called the Marina. Also, there's fewer people down here. There's a lovely fenced garden up there. I don't know if you can get into it this time of day or not, but it's out of my way anyway. But you can kind of see the gazebo there. It's called the Lady's Slipper, I think. Something like that. Over. Somewhere in orange. That means there's work going on up here too. And inevitably, that's what that means. Safety colors. So we'll get around it. So this is, if you go over here, this is the front of Wascana Place, but this is where the Wascana Center Authority that oversees all of this is in there. There's also an event space and see some artwork. I presume that's still there. Let me think. We'll go this way and see what the walking situation is. Your cousin lives here. Oh, well, this is where he lives. Well, not here. Somewhere in the city. Ooh. Nice little car there. It's only a Pontiac, but looks cool. Round and round we go. Yeah, I thought there was a sidewalk here. I'm going to go walk in front of the Queen building over here. And if you go back and look at all my walking in Regina, I've walked in large chunks of the city. There's parts I haven't walked in and never will, but I tend to linger mostly around my neighborhood because I usually don't want to drive somewhere. I don't have a car. Well, like yesterday, I was way out on the east end, other side of Chuka Boulevard, right on the edge of town, in a brand new development. I've walked in Harbor Landing, which is another newish development. It's about time I got back over there. I haven't been there all summer. And I've never been there in the winter. Somehow the winters go by and I haven't gone. Again, depends on the car situation. We have two cars, but my daughter needs one when she's working, and my wife needs one. So unless I have a specific need for one, I'm usually the one left without. And since I work at home, that's not a problem. So this is the Queen building. It's actually a ship, HMCS Queen, His Majesty's Canadian Ship Queen. This is where the naval cadets hang out. If you want to enlist, you would go in here. They were just recently redoing every window. Some of my walks. There's also a ship in Saskatchewan called HMCS Unicorn, which is a name with a long naval tradition, but seems kind of out of place in the prairies. You can see they have a ship-style mast here with the flag on it. We'll go by their front entrance here. Right here. Her Majesty's Canadian ship still says her. It should say his. They haven't changed that yet. It's been a year, but there's a lot of signs to be changed after her impressive reign. Oh, this is a monument I don't think I've ever looked at, so let's take a look at it. Or if I have, I've forgotten what it is. Something naval, I would expect. Let's see. Dedicated to the Saskatchewan sailors of the Royal Canadian Navy, past, present, and future. There you go. They say prairie people make good sailors. I'm no sure I wouldn't, because I get seasick in the backseat of a car, so there's enough motion. So pretty sure I would not make a good sailor, but they do say that, whoever they are, those people that say things. Okay, let's get back over to the other side, back down closer to the water, which you can see straight ahead there. And carry on the rest of the way. is not on his own. He's on a very long leash. Pretty dog. That's Willow Island over there, which you can actually go to. You can even rent it for events. You take a ferry over there if you do that. There it is again. It's so pretty today. Maybe I'll go on the overlook and take a good look. I haven't done that for a while. Get some nice reflections on the water if I do that. Not too much yellow going on here, just a bit. Bangladesh. I'm sure it's cooler here than there. And welcome. Welcome to Regina. Regina is the capital of the province. It's the home of the RCMP. It's an old TV jingle. We have the exhibition, and in addition, Regina has CKCK TV. And the next line is, you can take a scenic drive around Wascana at Regina campus, get a degree. Folks that till the soil or drill for oil, they watch CKCK TV. Everybody of a certain age in Saskatchewan knows that jingle. Okay, we'll take a good view here of, sitting down a little, you can get the reflection nicely there, Willow Island. And the bridge is way over there. That white house is where the other side of the sinkhole is. And then our house is right in the direction I'm pointing, basically. And we'll be there again soon. Or I will. You won't. Not having you all over. Sorry. I've been doing this a long time now, over 2 years I've been doing these walks. Amazing. It all started because of a fellow named Gabe who walks in New York City, walking commuter. Another good look at Willow Island, and this is where my Shards of Excalibur series starts, when the Lady of the Lake pops up right there. It sends a couple of kids on a quest to find the scattered Shards of Excalibur around the world before the evil Merlin can. I highly recommend it. You can find it everywhere, specifically on Shadowpaw Press website, which is at shadowpawpress.com. You can find it on Amazon. You can find it at any online bookstore. All 5 books. It's not entirely set in Regina, but it has quite a few chunks set in Regina. They have clearly recently put new wood chips down on this path. They do that every year. It's a bit of a shortcut, and I am trying to cut this a little shorter because I'm expecting to have to go meet my brother and sister-in-law shortly. So I've been keeping their car while they were out of town. They're back, and they'd like to have it back. And since I have their key, also it's in the underground parking at our condo building, so they can't do it without me. So we can take another shortcut up here in a similarly wood-chipped path right up here. The lake again is right there on the other side of those caragana bushes. Well, maybe I will take the longer way just on the hope that that clears up, because I think it's the foliage that does that. So we get a bit more of an open space up here. That's the back of a college building University of Regina, not the main campus, but a portion of it. That's where I was yesterday for that outdoor event I was talking about. And where if you're in Regina and you want to see the Shumiacher art collection that's being auctioned, it's in there right now. That's where you would go. Now, do I want to go by the swimming pool? Or do I want to go the usual route? And this is a day for doing something different, so let's go this way. Also, there's a bunny rabbit. Don't worry, I'm not chasing you. You didn't believe me. Rabbits never believe you when you say you're not chasing them. So this will take us right by the new pool. There's always been a pool here, but they completely dug it up. If you're wondering where the wood chips come from, it's from stuff like that. Murad, hello. Well, you get an understanding for the feel of what I walk in. There are many different kinds of neighborhoods. And morning. Hey. Well, what are you doing? Oh, that's cool. Apparently it's a little behind me though. I'm about to come around that corner according to that. You should see yourself in a second. Thank you, that's funny. He had me on his phone there. What's the rest of that? How much do I walk on a good day? On a really good day. Well, this is a 5-kilometer walk, basically. That's pretty typical on a good day. Sometimes I've gone a bit further. And considering the length of my step, 5-kilometer walk seems to be about 5,000 steps. So I must take about a meter a step. On a really good day, I do twice that much, but those aren't all that common. Here's the back of the Regina building. The University of Regina College building is what that's called. This is a credit union building, new building. All this has been newly renovated over the last few years. It's really nice. This was kind of a jungle back here. Now it's all landscaped. Beautiful. That's the back of Dark Hall where I've performed many times. We'll go this way and walk in the grass right by the pool. There's nobody in the water, but there's the pool. And the big new water slide. I'm not a pool person, but there was a time I would have thought this was the most wonderful thing ever. We will leave it behind. This grass is probably wet, but it won't kill me. We'll go this way because there's no good way through that branch of bushes. There's one turning a bit yellow. I think I've taken pictures of that tree before because it turns yellow before the surrounding ones do. So yeah, 5-kilometer walk will take me a bit under an hour, so I probably walk at about 6 kilometers an hour if I'm moving along at a good clip. I don't know if that's fast or slow, but it gets me places. I wonder what that red fence is all about. That's at the side of the Royal Saskatchewan Museum over there. Okay, and this path will take us right back to the crosswalk. Although I could go that way. I'll go this way today. we'll go to a different crosswalk. Yeah, I still got time. We'll go up here by the Royal Saskatchewan Museum. Doing something in the grass there, but I don't know what. And I can't take the sidewalk on this side of the building either. I have to go around the other side. That's okay. I still think that's hilarious. I ran into somebody who was watching my walk while he was walking around. Was he looking for me? I don't know, but he found me. Royal Saskatchewan Museum, you can see the animals there carved into the Tyndall stone. Native animals to Saskatchewan. Mostly birds on this side. And over here will be the main, well, technically the main entrance is on the other side, but this is when everybody goes in because this is where the parking is. There you go. There's the main entrance. At least the one everybody goes into. Well, the Saskatchewan Museum is the home of one of the homes, because there's a couple of casts of it. Oh, it's a nice little walk here with plants. Morning. I noticed that before. I wonder if that's new. Anyway, Scotty, one of the largest T-Rexes ever discovered. He's from here in Saskatchewan. I was actually out at the dig when they were excavating. And I even have I think it's an assistant director's credit.